Hello, Mr. Tenkey, number 623. Dear management, we are going to play today Mortgage Plinko. Yes, because just like the Price is Right version, I don't know if you've seen that, but here what we're going to do is test how well you're doing at helping your borrowers with questions and concerns they have along the way. And let's see, what we're going to do is we're going to give you 3 borrowers, and you have to go through the maze trying to get down here to end up with a happy borrower. Happy. Because this zone and this zone, as you can see, frustration. Not good, not good. So, oh, wait a minute. Before we get started, I got to ask. You have a structure in place to make sure that the phone calls get directed to the right people. And when your borrowers call in, and no? Oh, this is gonna be a tough game for you, but hey, let's try. Let's give you a chance here. Okay, so borrower number one. Borrower number one has a problem with your online app, okay? So here we go. They start off pretty good. They call the branch that they're dealing with, and they get to the loan officer. Loan officer doesn't know what's going on, so they just send to the general IT department. Well, the IT department doesn't quite understand what's going on, so they send it to the hardware people, so a hardware technician, which of course this is an online app. So they send it, they were like, no, this is software, you go to the software. Well, that person's an in-house software products, not the online app. So right about here, sorry, you are straight to frustration. The borrower is done by this point, okay? So at least you got 2 more borrowers to deal with. You got 2 more chances here, okay? So the second borrower has a first payment problem, but it's an MI problem, and the payment's wrong. And so they saw on their note documents that one payment was one way, and the online bill, or the bill that they got, the invoice, it was different. So they're calling. Here we go. So you start off, call to the loan officer. Loan officer is not quite sure. So they send it to accounting. Well, they send it to just a generalist in accounting that's not sure, and they don't handle first payments because it's done over in your funding department. So the funding department, they call over there, and they're not quite sure because it's a new person that they get to because everybody else is at lunch. So what happens is they just say to pay the payment and send it to the branch. Well, the branch they told them to send it to was in Florida. The payment has to go to Oregon. Well, it gets lost in translation. No one puts notes in the file. So the borrower actually gets a late payment fee. You're about halfway down the field, and frustration. Okay, you got 1 more shot here. The next borrower is just upset, and they are unhappy. Well, these are the hard ones, so this is your last shot. Here we go. The borrower calls in. It's sent over to one of the owners. The owners, because this is a smaller company, the owners answer one way. Well, that person didn't like that answer, and they just felt that they were kind of getting run around. So what happens is they call back again. Ooh, this is a double call to see if they get the same answer. Well, this one calls, and then they get your compliance person, and the compliance person's scared, and they pretty much give them everything they want because they're worried about exposure. So that borrower ends up getting an answer, and it's not good because then this owner finds out, and now there's a fight. Guess what? This isn't frustration. This is just now they're calling the state. Woo, that's bad. I'm sorry, you lost. And I mean, I could go on for day for examples, but you know how you get rid of this? You know how you solve these problems? Here's what you do. You get rid of all this, and you have dedicated people down here that answer the certain questions. And everybody in your organization knows who to go to for certain questions. Everybody. Because if everybody doesn't know, you get the borrower getting a runaround. So that borrower here with the online app goes straight to the person that's in charge of online apps or is in charge of answering questions. This person here goes straight to a person in accounting or wherever you do your payments. That person answers the question. Here, you have a dedicated person that answers problems and concerns with the borrowers when they have frustration and they're angry with the process. Because what happens down here is you get consistency of the messaging. You can control your outside messaging to your borrowers. And what happens also is that you can see if there's issues with certain loan officers, certain branches, certain processes. You get to see those faulty processes and issues real time. Because this is what happens when a borrower gets frustrated and they feel like you're wasting their time. They will waste you on social media and they will waste you in their referral circle. So, consistency, dedicated people, and those are my couple pennies.